Alright, fight fans. We have huge news today that is about to shake up the entire UFC heavyweight division. And if you're a Jon Jones or Tom Aspinall fan, you're going to want to sit down for this, because what I'm about to break down is something people have been waiting to hear for months. So let's dive right into it. No fluff, no wasted time. Jon Jones has agreed to fight Tom Aspinall. Yes, you heard that right. The man many consider the future of the heavyweight division is now set to collide with the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. Now, while it's not officially signed yet, insiders are reporting that both sides are deep in talks, and Jones has laid out a 6-month timeline to prepare for what he knows will be one of the most dangerous fights of his life. But here's where it gets even crazier. Dana White is pushing for this fight to happen way sooner. He wants it by June 28th at UFC 317 in Las Vegas. Think about that. That would mean Jon Jones, who's been out of action with injury, would have to cut his recovery and training time almost in half to make it happen on Dana's timeline. So let's break down what this all means for Jon Jones, for Aspinall, and for the entire future of the heavyweight division. First of all, why does Jon Jones want 6 months to prepare? Because he's no fool. He knows Tom Aspinall isn't just another heavyweight contender. This guy is a different animal. He's fast. He's technical. He moves like a middleweight but hits like a truck. And Jones, as experienced as he is, knows that walking into the cage anything less than 100% ready would be a disaster. Remember, Jones was supposed to face Stipe Miocic, but that fight got scrapped because Jones tore his pec muscle. A serious injury. So coming off that, he needs time to fully heal, get back into fight shape, and build a game plan to deal with Aspinall's speed, agility, and finishing ability. But here's the real question everyone's asking. Will Jones actually take this fight? Or is this just more noise? Well, sources say Jon Jones has agreed to face Aspinall if the UFC gives him the prep time. And that's a big deal because for a while, people thought Jones would avoid Aspinall and only face Stipe as a legacy fight. But now, if these reports are true, it means Jones is finally acknowledging what fans have been demanding. Prove you're the best by beating the best active guy in the division. Now let's flip the script for a second. What does this mean for Tom Aspinall? You better believe Aspinall is sitting somewhere licking his chops right now. Because if this fight gets signed, this is the biggest opportunity of his life. He already holds the interim heavyweight title, and he destroyed Sergey Pavlovich to get it, a guy who was terrifying the division with his knockout power. But Aspinall made it look easy. So imagine if he goes in there and beats Jon Jones, the man many call the GOAT. Aspinall doesn't just become the undisputed heavyweight champ, he instantly becomes a legend. His name would be in the history books forever. But let's talk strategy for a second. How does Tom Aspinall match up against Jon Jones? Listen, Jones has fought every kind of fighter, wrestlers, strikers, jiu-jitsu black belts, and he's found a way to beat them all. But Tom Aspinall is something he hasn't seen in the heavyweight division, a guy with blazing speed, insane footwork, and legitimate grappling. People forget, Tom can wrestle, and he's slick on the ground. Plus, he's got a boxing pedigree that gives him some of the best hands in the heavyweight division. So, if Jones thinks he can just take Tom down and lay on him, good luck. And if he wants to strike, Aspinall's hand speed and movement could give Jones a lot of problems. Now, if we look at what makes Jones dangerous, his fight IQ is unmatched. His ability to adapt mid-fight is something we've rarely seen in MMA. And let's not forget those elbows, that clinch game, and his ability to neutralize his opponent's strengths. But here's where it gets intense. If Jones isn't fully recovered, or if he underestimates Aspinall's speed, he could be walking into a nightmare. One clean shot from Aspinall, and we could be seeing the end of Jon Jones' legendary reign. And think about this from the UFC's perspective. Dana White knows that this fight is massive. We're talking record-breaking numbers. Fans want to know who the real king of the heavyweight division is. And with Stipe Miocic still in the conversation, but not fighting yet, this is the fight to make. But why is Dana pushing for June? Well, the UFC has had some big cards lately, but nothing would top Jones versus Aspinall. And having that fight headline UFC 317 in Vegas would make it one of the biggest cards of the year, if not the biggest. Now, let me ask you this. Who do you think has the edge? Jones has the experience, the mind, and the resume. Aspinall has the youth, the speed, and that hunger to prove he's the best. And let's not forget the X factor, Jones' injury. He's coming off a major surgery. We don't know how that pec muscle is going to hold up. Will he be able to throw those elbows? Will he be able to wrestle like we've seen? Or is he going to be a slower, more cautious version of himself? Meanwhile, Aspinall is in his prime. He's fresh, he's confident, and he's not carrying around battle scars like Jones. So let me say this. If this fight happens, it's not just a title fight. It's a fight to decide the future of the heavyweight division. It's a legacy fight for Jones, and it's a career-defining moment for Aspinall. And now let's address what everybody wants to know. Will it actually happen? Look, we've seen fights fall apart before. But with Jones reportedly agreeing and Dana White pushing hard to make it sooner rather than later, this is the closest we've ever been to seeing Jones versus Aspinall actually happen. And here's my prediction. If Dana pulls this off for June, it will be huge. But if Jones holds his ground for September, expect the UFC to either wait or throw a massive bag of money at him to move faster. Either way, we are finally on a collision course to seeing this fight. So fight fans, if you're hyped about this, and if you want to stay locked in on every update, every negotiation leak, every training video, make sure you subscribe right now. Because when this fight gets signed, we're breaking it all down. The game plans, the mind games, and everything you need to know before these two monsters step in the cage. This is the fight to watch, and if you're part of this community, you're getting the inside scoop every step of the way. So let me know who you got, Jon Jones or Tom Aspinall. Drop it in the comments. And don't forget, if you love the fight game as much as we do, hit that subscribe button, because this is just the beginning. Stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next breakdown. Now, here's something a lot of people aren't talking about. What happens to the heavyweight division if Jon Jones doesn't fight Tom Aspinall? Think about it. Right now, Aspinall holds the interim title. He's already sitting at the top, waiting. If Jones decides to pull back or delay too long, does the UFC strip him of the title? We've seen this before. When a champion holds up the division, Dana White hates that. He wants action, he wants activity. And with killers like Sergey Pavlovich, Curtis Blades, and Jailton Almeida right behind Aspinall, there's a line of heavyweights ready to fight for gold. So if Jones drags his feet, Aspinall could get promoted to undisputed champion without even fighting Jones, which would be a massive blow to Jones' legacy. And let's be honest, nobody wants to see that happen. We want to see these two settle it inside the cage. Also, let's not forget Jones' contract. He's near the end of his UFC run. He's made it clear that after Stipe, he might be done. But now that Aspinall has entered the picture, this could be his final fight. Think about that. If Jones walks away without fighting Aspinall, people will always question whether he ducked the real heavyweight king. And if you know anything about Jon Jones, you know his ego and legacy matter to him more than anything. He doesn't want people saying he avoided Aspinall. So if there's one reason to believe this fight will happen, it's that Jones doesn't want to leave behind unfinished business. Now here's another juicy angle. How does Aspinall feel about all this? Behind the scenes, Aspinall has been calling for Jones. He knows this is his chance. And from what we've heard, Tom is ready to fight on any date, June or September. He doesn't care. This man is hungry, he's motivated, and he's not just coming to compete. He's coming to take Jones out and start his own reign. And you can feel that energy when Aspinall talks. He's respectful but confident. He's not intimidated by Jones' name. He knows that if anyone has the tools to beat Jon Jones at heavyweight, it's him. So, as we head into the next few months, fight fans, this is the storyline to watch. Will Jones take the fight on Dana's timeline? Will Aspinall get his shot at greatness? Or will this all fall apart? Either way, you're not going to want to miss a second of this. So if you haven't already, subscribe right now, because when this thing breaks, we'll be here first with all the updates, fight breakdowns, and real talk about what's going down in the UFC. Alright, that's it from me. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Jones will actually fight Aspinall? Or do you think something will stop it? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's get the debate going. Until next time, stay sharp, fight fans.